Welcome to Poul's Kitchen. This is Chef Paul. With me today is Alex.
Hi, everyone.
So before we begin, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. I do apologize for my appearance. I'm having a little bit of an issue trying to find my recharge cable for my electric razor, so shaving is a little bit of a hard thing right now, but I'm going to take a nice long shower in a few minutes and trying my best. So while we're doing that, we're making a really beautiful pork riblet stir fry kind of deal. Now you can use ribs if you want. We got these for a killer price, and they were great. So, and not as much a stir fry, but you know, you'll see. So what we're going to do is we've got this to a boiling point, and we moved it down to level 3 in the on the stove. So I'm going to boil these for about 40 minutes. Of course, I'm going to take tongs, because this is meat. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be a little labor intensive because I don't want bones. So it's going to take a little bit of work, but I promise you it will be worth it. So we're going to cook this on very low heat, and we're going to do this for a good 40 minutes. So I'm going to put this out here, put this in the sink because we don't need it. And then I'm going to put a timer for 40 minutes. Now while we're doing that, well, put this in the trash. Chef Amy would love to be out here and spend some time with us. However, Chef Amy is in bed. She worked all night, so she's a little tired. So it is what it is. So we're going to start making some rice. Technically, yes, you're always better off making your rice overnight, but this is a little down and dirty dish, so it doesn't need to be perfected. I'm not going to clean this. Well, maybe I should.
You probably should just get the starch out.
Yeah, that's always a good idea. So that's 1 cup of rice. So to clean rice, you want to sift it to something like this, something that you get the water out of, but the rice isn't going to fall through. So not like a normal strainer, but something that you can sift these things through. And you can see how white the water is down here.
Yeah.
In the sink here.
You want it to be clear.
You want it to get clear. This will make things work so much better. Alright, she's clear now. Depending on the rice you're using, it could take a lot longer than this too. Now, if you're using a big portion of something, you're going to get like a lot of meat out of it. Maybe 2 cups of rice would be better. But unfortunately with ribs, it's going to be a lot of bone.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing 1 cup of rice. If you wanted to do this even better, you can do this the night before, sit in the fridge, you're good. So this is going to be a pretty easy meal. If you don't want to use ribs, if you'd rather use like pork chops for steak or even chicken will work with this. You can cook that too. We just got a good deal on riblets, and Amy's been going off and off and off how much she wants to eat them. So I'm just going to make her happy. So that's what we're doing here. So please hit the like, share, subscribe button. We'll be back in 40 minutes, and we'll get ready to get some sauce and get the bones out of the way, and we'll be back. back. So the rice is done. It's still in warm mode, and so are the ribs. They're all boiled. So this part's not going to go too terribly long. It's actually going to go really quick. So what we're going to do here is, I don't want the bones. I really don't. So you take it out. You take it out of the water. You let it cool down a bit because it's not going to be that big of a deal. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to do the painful task, and I'm not even going to do one for you because, I mean, if you guys know what it's like getting meat out of a meat off of ribs, it's painful.
Yeah, it is.
We're not taking this out and eating it like this, though it'll probably be a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut as much as we can out of there. Try to really, make these bones like as dry as you can. And what you can do too is you can save the bones and you can use this for broth. So this is going to take some time. Get a buddy, get a couple cutting boards together and make a party out of it if you want. But right for now, we're going to take our time and get the meat out of this, and then we're going to put this into a bowl, and then we'll be ready for the next step, which basically is just going to be prepping. So if you want, you need to cut an onion, and you also need to cut a couple of green peppers. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you the final product when we're done. We'll be back. So we're back. We finally cut up our meat, and unfortunately, because of it being ribs, I kind of feel like I got a little ripped off here. I got enough for Amy. So because it's going to be Amy's meal and not our meal, unfortunately, I'm going to have a little fun with it. Do you agree with me, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, so I cut up some onion, dice it up. I got to separate it a little bit more, but we'll do that when it's cooking. And we got some green pepper. Cut it a little bit like this. So it'll be fun. So here we're going to start making some sauce. I got some Chinese chili peppers. I could have put this through the food processor, and God knows it probably would have been a little better off if I did, but whatever. So I've got some ginger and garlic paste, and that's always a good thing to have. I put a spoonful in there. Ginger and garlic are always a really good thing to have. And then I've got some low salt. It's very low sodium salt, next to nothing. And I'll tell you, it's really amazing. I got some smoldering applewood, which is probably one of my favorite spices. A couple tablespoons worth of that. I'm going to put some apple cider vinegar because it's really important to have. It'll eat away a little bit of sugar content that's coming through it, so that's a good thing. Put some red pepper flakes. Now this is really important. This is liquid smoke, so we don't need a lot. We just need a little bit. Otherwise, Amy's going to feel like she's eating a shoe, which I have no objection to some days. But still, I'm trying to be nice, not being funny. Only put a little bit because putting too much is just not good. I'm grateful Alex has no idea what I'm talking about, and that's because he's never had that issue. I'm going to put in some roasted sesame oil. Now, you don't want to overbear that with that either. To help give it a little bit of a sweet taste, we're going to put some honey in. I've got some smoked paprika and onion spice. Really good spice, by the way. And then some pepper. I like putting in a lot of pepper, so don't mind me. My favorite sauce in the world, which is sweet chili sauce. It is some of the best sauce you'll ever have. and then some barbecue sauce. On this, I'm using gourmet rib and chicken. Go figure, we're having ribs. Tony, I guarantee you Amy's going to eat like a pig tonight.
She's gonna eat pig like pig.
I'm going to start heating the stove up because it's always better to have that going. Get it nice and hot by the time we're actually ready to start cooking, so it's always a good thing. So you want to stir this up really good, and once you have it stirred, you want to make sure that you're taking some time to taste it, because if you don't, then you're going to put this on and it's not going to taste as good. It's too late once it's already cooked. So you want to make sure that you're tasting now, so if there's something else that you need to put in, then you can fix it. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. So this is heating up. So we want to take our time here and let it go so it's starting to really be hot. Now this is already cooked. So this is not gonna take very long. This is gonna be a really quick process. So this should be good enough now. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna put this in here. And I have to do dishes after. If I don't, Amy's gonna kill me. So Chef Poul is not gonna be alive. No, it's a holiday weekend here. I'm just gonna put a splash of wine. It's a holiday weekend in my wife, Amy, has to work 3 12-hour shifts back to back. So she's done one, she's got 2 more to go, and I'm telling you, it's not going to be a pleasant couple days for Amy. Now, if you cook with wine, especially with ribs, wine or beer, it generally turns out a lot better. Makes them a little bit more tender. These are already cooked, so we don't have to worry about that.
You can also cook with rum or whiskey.
You definitely can. Whiskey with ribs is actually really, really good. Personally, with rum, I kind of prefer chicken. That's my personal favorite. So now we're starting to hear the sizzling here. Now at this point, unless you want to caramelize your onions, and if you want to caramelize your onions, you could have done this on a separate pan, caramelize them, and throw them in. Amy's not the biggest fan of a caramelized onion, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cook this out so they're sweating a little bit, and that's all they really need. But the point of cooking this out a little bit further is boiling helps. If the ribs were a little bit better quality, I could have had them where I could just get the bones right out. But for whatever reason, the quality we're getting, and I'm going to be filing a complaint because we just spent way too much money for, excuse my language, but total shit. And they were. Normally you get a good structured rib that was cut properly, and the bones come right out. This wasn't exactly a good cut. In fact, I'll say it was actually a pretty crappy one. I'm going to dump the sauce in here. And I'm going to take a few moments here, and I'm just going to mix the sauce in with the meat. Then I'm going to take it completely off the flame. or the heat, I should say. And I'm just going to let it sit there for a little while.
It smells really good.
Oh, and it will be really good. And all we're really going to do is we're going to take a Tupperware bowl. We're going to put some rice in it. We're going to put a little bit of soy sauce. Low sodium soy sauce, might I add. And then this. And we're just going to mix it together, and you're going to just eat it like a good mix. I think this is great. Normally I'd insist on sharing this with Amy, but I don't work 2 12-hour shifts. She does. So I can just make something else. This, I think, is going to be really amazing. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I think so too. I'm kind of jealous of Amy.
Well, you can always watch the video later, man, and do it yourself.
Yeah, true.
That's why it's here. So I hope you learned something from this. It didn't take that long. The worst part about this really was removing the bone from the meat. If you're lucky with that, it won't be so bad. Most people can get some pretty darn good meat cuts, and it's not a big deal. Unfortunately, this time we didn't get that, so it was for me, but for you, hopefully not. I hope you learned something from this, and honestly, does that not look like amazing ribs to you?
Yeah, it does.
It's, if you wanted to, you can even make it a rib burrito.
You could, yeah.
That's there. You don't need too much more.
Rib burrito or rib tacos.
Yeah, it's totally that easy. So let's hit the like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, hopefully I don't have hiccups anymore. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.